Hello, it's the 22nd of December. It's still fairly cold, although actually it's cold but mild today. Mild for the time of year, but cold. So, what have I done? So, I've cut my little hole and I've put the holes in, fitted it up at home for the diesel heater to go in, and that fits perfectly on there. So that's going to go back in there. My plan today was I was going to, the river's quite high, which means the boat's quite high up off the mooring. So what I was going to do was turn the boat round and start cutting the hole for the exhaust for the diesel heater, which I've got a through hole piece here, which was going to go down there, sort of near or around about where the main engine exhaust is. But I forgot my drill bit. I've got the circular bit, but I've forgot the drill bit set, so I can, once I've done, to do the holes in here. So I've left that for another day. So I turned my attention to inside. As a temporary measure, I've bought a load more of the little gas canisters for the heater. And when I got here today, I had a good look round, and I noticed in here, the paint that I've used in here had actually started peeling off the walls. So this isn't snow, all this. Or anything else. It's paint. I had to re-sand all this, ignore the back wall for a minute, re-sand all this and repaint this with some better paint. I'll come back to the back wall in a second. The paint I originally used was this. I thought, oh, it'll be okay inside. It's the Deluxe Easy Care bathroom. I thought, oh yeah, it'll be okay. It's inside. It's sort of mould resistant, and that's exactly what I need. But of course, because it's emulsion, it's not really the ticket for. I said before, I've got quite a big sort of moisture problem in here. As you can see by the ceiling, it's still damp. So it started peeling off. So that's why I had to resand it there. So the paint I've used is actually garage floor paint. Johnston's from B&M. I've used this many times before on many boats, and it's good for certain things. So what it's the downsides of it are: one, I think you can only get it in about 4 colours: white, grey, black and red, which surprisingly that's the colour you might have your garage floor. And the other downside is it's very runny. So if you're trying to do ceilings like this, you expect to get it come down your arm. So wear some gloves, because it will. On the plus side, then, because it's runny, it lets you get away with a lot of things. So where you've got walls that have they've got imperfections and imperfections in, it just sort of fills in the gaps really easily, and it just makes it look really smooth. It's good, really good for bilges. It's really good with water. It sort of sticks. Once it's painted on, it sticks. You can slop it on as thick as you like, and it forms a really thick coat. And you can put water on it. It's virtually, I'd say, waterproof, whether the manufacturer says it is or not, but it holds water on top of it. In fact, I might be able to demonstrate a little bit in here. I've got a bit in here. You see here, it's dried up a bit now. This cupboard here has this paint on, and there's some water went in there, and it just holds it on top of it. So I've repainted it. So the thing with it you have to watch though is, because it's runny, because it does fill in gaps, if you're putting it on walls, it will run down. So what you need to do is put it on quite thinly, And if you start slopping it on, expect to have to go over it and sand it or brush it down a bit. But it does come out as a nice finish at the end. And for what I want here, it's a bathroom. For what I want here, it's good. It's waterproof. It should stay on. I've got no reservations about using it here at all, because it will just stay on. So I'm happy with it in the bathroom. Would I use it anywhere else other than the bathroom or bilge? Probably not. I certainly wouldn't use it for any woodwork or anything in here, because it's not quite the super duper finish that you might want for somewhere like this. But yeah, for a little bathroom that you probably end up turning into a bit of a wet shower room anyway, perfect. So this back wall, in my last video I said about it, I said I was going to wallpaper it, or stick something on it, but it had a bit of a water issue. I'm pretty sure the water issue is because what's happening is the place is getting wet and damp. The ceiling's getting wet like this, and it's running off down here, and down the wall, because it was wet all over here, all here. And I've looked at the window, and other than the moisture collecting on it there, it doesn't leak, and neither do the sides. So what I've done is I've slapped a load of paint on it. I've had a round of drying out. I've slapped a load of paint on it temporarily, and I just want to try and see if I can see specific areas where it's dripping and that, and just to make myself confident that that's what it is. If it is that, then hopefully that'll go away when I actually get the boat to be dry in the near future. So what I've done, I'll shut the door back. I've got this little thing running on low here just to provide a bit of extra heat in here. I've had it heating the rest of the boat up this morning, so I'm just going to pull that door to again, just to hold a bit of it in, just to help dry the paint. And when the can runs out, that'll probably be enough in there. So that's all I've done today, really. I've put the step back in with the heater thing, and I put the floor back down, a few bits and pieces back down. That'll probably have to come up again at some point. Now, there is one thing that I'm debating on doing. I was going to, I think I mentioned in my last video, replace a load of this lining here with something brighter, and just sand and re-varnish this woodwork, which in here I could do, and I could get away with, because the woodwork's not too bad. I don't know about under here or here, but if I walk forward into the forward cabin, you see it's had, and still has, a lot of water that comes in, and you can see where it's discoloured the side. See the sides there, and this bit down here. And I've done a bit of testing. I've got a panel at home that actually came out of the rear locker on the seat, which looks very much like this. It's got a bit of yellow in, some bits missing, and I thought, well, as a test, because I'm going to replace those panels anyway, but I thought as a test, what I'll do, I'll clean it up a bit, and I'll varnish it, and I'll leave some of the yellow, and I'll leave some of it completely stripped like that, and I'll leave some like that, just to see what it does colour wise and that. And it's all different colours. It shows the yellow through. I thought it would, but that's just confirmed it. So I'm considering painting it a colour white or something, rather than revarnishing it. I would have to get this to look any good, I would have to strip all this off, all the old varnish right off and down to bare wood, I think, to get it to look half decent. I don't usually like doing things like that. I like, if it's been made in a certain way, like with cars or anything I have, I like to try and restore stuff rather than replace or paint over stuff. But that's what I'm thinking about at the moment. So if you've got any comments on that, any thoughts, anything helpful that might help me make a decision, then by all means leave a comment. In here I might do the same. I don't want to, because it is really nice. Really, there's a few imperfections, but it's very old, so you can expect that. But I don't know whether it might look a bit odd doing a bit in there. And I have seen another boat that was up for sale recently, exactly the same, that was painted in here, and it looked a lot like it sort of had some white bits, and some of the accents were sort of a deeper, like a really light grey, and it actually looked really nice. I'll see if I can put a picture on. So having to think about that over Christmas, but it's going to be a while before I'm anywhere near doing that. So concentrating on the bathroom at the moment, so hopefully the next episode we'll see a bit more work on that floor going back down and that being done.